The result of avoiding probate in California: probate fees. Families who lost a loved one during COVID-19, they were postponing the probates without realizing that this could result in significant additional cost to the estate. Probate applications were actually down. According to a recent Daily Telegraph article, the courts typically received between 5,000 and 6,000 applications a week for grants of probate or letters of administration at a time when death rates were between 10,000 and 15,000 deaths per week. By mid-April, the weekly death rate was as high as 22,000 people, but probate applications were as low as just a little above 3,300. The reason for this drop may be because families, they were unable to obtain the necessary documents from their relatives' homes, or delays with banks or lawyers. Families may also simply had been waiting until the crisis was over to tackle the complex job of sorting out their estate of their loved one. And postponing probate could result in a number of unforeseen costs, like interest charges. Inheritance tax should be paid within 6 months of the date of death, and if not, this may result in an interest charge. You could file your return within 12 months or face some late filing fees. Forfeiture of loss relief. As part of the estate administration process, you may wish to reclaim overpaid inheritance tax on qualifying investments that have fallen in value. This needs to be done within a year. Pensions are commonly bequeathed free of tax. However, after 2 years, they can potentially become part of the value of the estate. If this results in an increase in the value of the estate over the inheritance tax threshold, then the estate may be liable for an inheritance tax of about 40%. Income tax withdrawals. Income tax may be payable on amounts a beneficiary has withdrawn if the 2-year cutoff date is exceeded. There's a spouse exemption, and it can expire. A surviving spouse is entitled to inherit their late spouse's assets without incurring any tax. But there is a spouse exemption, and this should be claimed within 2 years, or this benefit is probably lost. You may also lose the power to vary the will for tax purposes. This is known as the deed of variation. These changes can be applied to avert assets to trusts or other beneficiaries. Probate is complex enough, and we know that you are dealing with the affairs of the deceased loved one. It's complex and often distressing, even in the best of times. With the issue of COVID, we know why many families postponed probate. But now things are returning to normal gradually and more to normality, and we urge you to move forward with the probate before you can possibly incur unnecessary costs. I'm Kim Ward. I am a certified probate real estate advisor. I work in the San Diego County area. My team and I have helped hundreds and hundreds of people through the process of preparing, marketing, and selling a home in probate. I hope you're finding this of value, and if you do, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel so that the YouTube algorithm shows it to others just like you that are going through the probate process. So let's continue that there is no specific time limit within which you have to file a probate petition. The probate code simply states that the petition may be filed at any time after a decedent's death. However, there is generally nothing gained by delay. This is because the formal administration of all estates must await appointment of the personal representative. And the earlier a probate is opened, the sooner the estate may realize the protections of the probate code creditor claim. Moreover, certain collateral time limitations may affect the timing of initiating probate. I just recently received a call, and This gentleman's mother had passed away like in 2007, and nothing had been done with the probate. I introduced him to an attorney to help him to get through that mess, because that is a mess to have waited. It's a lot of years to have even looked at it and started the probate process. So there's going to be a lot of expenses in the fact that this particular person delayed addressing the probate situation. An executor that's named in the decedent's will may be held to have waived the right to appointment by failing to petition the court for administration within the 30 days after learning that the person had died and that he or she had been named as executor. So it's important that if you have been named in a will, that you contact an attorney, a probate attorney, and get moving on the proceedings as quickly as possible so that you can keep your appointment as the executor, that your loved one wanted you to be the person responsible. Delaying in commencing the probate proceedings also enhances the risk that something negative could impair title before the estate is resolved. Examples of negative title event could be the property being secretly sold to a bona fide purchaser, or someone acquiring prescriptive rights or rights through adverse possession. If this occurs, the heirs and beneficiaries may be excluded from claiming an interest in the estate, and that includes the estate California probate property. Accordingly, if there is any substantial delay in commencing the probate, potential beneficiaries should consider recording a notice that will impart constructive notice to the world and cutting off the potential of something unusual occurring, such as that prescriptive rights. Probate is the legal process for proving a last will and testament, valid or invalid, appointing an executor, or if there is no will, appointing an administrator, collecting the assets, paying the lawful debts, and distributing estate assets according to the last will and testament. Once the order has been entered by the probate court officially beginning the probate process, the estate must remain open for a while. Here in California, we have a time period that allows creditors of an estate to file a creditor's claim. It's 4 months from the time that the creditor claim period starts, and that usually starts when an ad is put into a newspaper letting the world know that there is an estate, and if there's any creditors, they should put their claim in. A petition to begin the probate process can be filed with the probate court here in San Diego at any time after the date of death. But like I said, you don't want to wait too long because it can cause a lot of problems. Because delaying the probate process for weeks, months, or even years can create many pitfalls, and those pitfalls include all assets in the sole name of the deceased remain frozen until permission has been granted by the probate court to handle those assets. This includes the house, automobiles, bank accounts, etc. This means that those funds will not be available to cover any outgoing expenses of the deceased. In addition, no one has authority to make any decisions on behalf of the estate until the probate officially begins. If insurance were to lapse on the real estate here in California, or automobiles due to the estate not being open to handle the same, this can create a liability issue. For example, there's a storm or a fire occurs and the home burns to the ground. Then if there isn't any insurance cover in place, this will greatly devalue the asset, of course. Likewise, if someone is living in the house, sometimes a child of the decedent stays in the house, this creates an even larger liability issue. I've helped with a number of homes where a family member is still living in the property, and that can sometimes delay the start of the probate process. It also means it's difficult to show the property to prospective buyers until we know that the person that's living there is willing to actually vacate the home. So if an heir to an estate passes away after the deceased passed away, then another probate process will have to be started for that deceased heir's estate to receive their share of the estate, thus causing more potential delays. And finally, If there are minor children and guardians need to be appointed to care for them as set forth in the last will, this cannot occur until the probate process begins. So you can see there's a lot that needs to be done, and you just delaying the whole process can cause you even more grief than you're already experiencing. I hope you found this of value. Please again, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next week.